crafty friends, it's Christina. Welcome back to the channel. Lately, I have been doing a lot of craft room organizing, and mainly it's just to clean up some of the messes that I never dealt with before, or just to put away things that needed to be put away. For example, I did order the new color wheel collection by Spellbinders in their cardstock, because their cardstock is one of my favorite cardstocks, and I did purchase the colors, not all of them, but a good portion of them. So I purchased colors that I know I would use the most. Ones that I had old colors in that they didn't change the colors, I did not purchase. For example, this one is Poppy Field. This is their old color collection. The new one says Color Wheel Collection on here. And because I still had it and they're still using this color, I did not bother to buy a new package. I'm just going to use this up before I buy the new package. The color is pretty close, so I'm not going to worry about that. But anything that I did purchase new, I did go through and create a new swatch book, some of which I did keep some of the originals because they were color matched for the color wheel collection. The only difference in it is that the colors are the same, it's just that the smoothness is a little bit different. I created my tag. I did think about changing up my system and not going with a little tag book anymore, maybe doing it in a binder or something like that, but this system works, so I decided I was just going to go with it. I did update it to have my new versions of tags on here, which I talked about a little bit in my last video. If you want to see how I use this this DYMO label maker, I could definitely do a video. It's super easy. What I'm doing is putting everything into an Excel document, which creates an inventory for me, which I never had before. But then I could just take the information and import it into the DYMO software and click maybe 2 or 3 buttons, and it just imports everything perfectly. And then all I have to do is just hit print. So I did 44 labels and it just printed out in no time flat. So I am creating, I want to create a new tag for my Poppy Field, but it's actually called Poppy now. So I'm going to put it into my system as Poppy. So I'm going to show you how I did that. One of the things I did create for my color book is to create a little front tag that just tells me what company it is. So this has the label on it that says it's for Spellbinders, and it has color swatch. That color swatch comes from this Concord and 9th swatch book stamp set that I have purchased a while ago to use to make my color swatches for my inks, and that is what I used. But I wanted to get more use out of it than just, you know, having their inks listed. So I ended up using the Color Combo Swatch Book stamp. Now this is one stamp, but I cut it so I could just use either if I wanted to do Color Combo Swatch Book or Color Swatch Book, I could do that. So I just took Color Swatch and stamped it out to my tag so that I have like a front page or a front tag to my collection of cardstock. So I'm going to create my tag first, and then we'll talk about how I store my cardstock. I'm just going to grab a piece of my scrap from the back here, and we will use that to create my tag for my swatch book. So I'm just going to cut this at 2 inches because my punch requires 2 inches. I do try to make sure I'm just a little under 2 inches so that it fits in there nicely. So the hard part is getting it lined up. And then 3 inches. So all of my tags are 2 by 3. So I'm going to take my 2 inch by 3 inch piece of cardstock, and I'm going to put it inside of my punch. If you have this punch, it has a little lock on the back. You just slide it down, and that what releases the push mechanism. And I am going to stick my tag in here, punch it down, and then that's it. So easy. So all I have to do now is just add my label, and that goes right at the bottom here. Just like so. Now my label is just slightly longer than the 2 inches. So all I'm going to do is just take my scissors and cut that off. I did leave this centered to, or adjusted to the left rather than centered. That's just how I do all of my labels. I just leave everything on that side. And then all I have to do is just take this and add it to my swatch ring. And then I have all of my colors for Spellbinders together. And if I didn't mention, did add a label to the front so that I know these are all my Spellbinders. So that is how I do my swatch book. I love having this. I usually have it on my pegboard, but sometimes I'll just have it tossed in my drawer right here at my desk. And then I can pull these out and I could decide what colors I'm going to use for my card. So I'm going to set that up there. And I'm going to show you how I store my cardstock. I use these clear bags. These are just clear bags. They normally have a fold on the top that has plastic protector on it. You just peel it off and it's sticky, and then you can fold it over. It's similar to what your stamps and die sets may come in, but it's just sized for a larger size. So I just trim off that sticky part, and I've been using these for a while, a couple of years now. I do make sure I buy like a nice thick one. It's not super thin. And I don't think I've ever replaced a bag. If I have, it's only been once. So I like using this system because I could see the colors. It's not frosted like a job ticket would be. But I also like that I have this little section in the back that I keep all of my scraps that I reach for first before I go into pulling out a full sheet. So I did go ahead, because I have not done this already. I went ahead and printed out all of my labels for all of my Spellbinders cardstock. And I am going to, that's the top part, I'm going to take that label and just stick it right in the upper right hand corner, or left hand corner rather, right like that. So that when I put it into my storage, I can see what the name and color of the cardstock is. I keep all of my cardstock, and I've been doing this for years. If you followed any of my craft room videos, you've seen these before. These are just white M design plastic storage containers, or maybe they're interdesign. They're M design or interdesign, I don't remember. But I've had these for years and they hold up fantastic. And I use them to store my cardstock. Now, the downside is I can't fit, they're not super wide, so I can only fit a limited amount in here, but I do like having them here. I keep them on my shelf sideways so that I can see, and that's my favorite part, is I can see all of those colors beautifully and very easily with just using these bags, because it's not frosted. It just makes it a little bit easier. So I'm going to stick this one right inside here. So now I can see the name of the cardstock, or the color that they call it, and then the company, and then I have them all nice and organized in this file folder, which I keep on a shelf here in my craft room. And that's an easy way of just storing my cardstock and also being able to do color swatches. I hope you found today's video inspirational and helped you come up with some ways that you can store your cardstock, as well as create your own color swatch book of your cardstock. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching today's video. If you are interested in any of the supplies that I shared today, you can find a link in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.